Brexit decision needs to be seen as something that is putting us on our mettle, encouraging us to be more outward-looking, more engaged with the world than ever before. And we want a strong EU, and we want a strong relationship between a strong UK and a strong EU. It is no part of our agenda to seek to undermine or to be dog-in-the-manger-ish about the EU. Now, and there's a conversation going on now about the EU's desire to build a common security and defence policy, new architecture for that. You know, if they want to do that, fine. Obviously, they should also spend 2% of their GDP on defence. It might be the first thing to get right. But we are not there to block or to impede further steps towards EU integration, if that is what they so desire. We are there to support and to build a strong, thick relationship. I think you've got to be strong, and you've got to be firm. And I think the people will push and push and push until they meet a pushback. And so when it comes to sanctions or whatever, you've got to remain absolutely solid in what you're doing, and you've got to stick up for what you believe in, not be afraid to say so. But what I also said at that breakfast, and I think I see some veterans of that occasion here. Maybe I did. Maybe they've decided to give it a miss. I do see some veterans. I see some veterans of that occasion. They will recall that what I said was, important though EU migration had been, we had to have control. I hear them say exactly, and I'm delighted. And I thereby declare that ludicrous story convincingly refuted, and I hope we can therefore move on.
Can I give it?
There are millions of people in that country who, in our view, will not accept rule by him again. And I think that the answer has got to be a political answer, whereby we move away from Bashar al-Assad's rule, we find another way forward, and a future for Syria that retains, as I say, a united country. And with the best will in the world, Raggy, I can't see that happening under Assad. President-elect Donald Trump has a point. It cannot be justified that one NATO ally, America, accounts for about 70% of the alliance's defense spending, while the other 27 countries manage only 30% between them. I want every NATO member to agree to meet the agreed target of spending 2% of GDP on defense and 20% of their defense budget on new equipment. Russia could win the acclaim of the world by halting its bombing campaign of Syria, delivering Assad to peace talks, abiding by the letter of the Minsk agreements in Ukraine. I know that neither the Prime Minister, Theresa May, nor I will relent in our pressure or in delivering those messages face to face.